It's June the 27th, 1979, and we're making an interview with Mr. Willie Clark in Honey Grove, Texas. Mr. Clark, we'd like you to tell us uh, where you were born and when you came to Texas.
I was born in Middle Tennessee, Jackson County. You see, North Springs will be the town. Born in 19th day of February, 1893. And came to Texas in 95, 1895. And I was raised on a farm, South Honey Grove, on the Floyd farm. Grew up down there. Went to Rockford School.
And you had several brothers and sisters?
I had 11 own brothers and sisters. Had 5 brothers and 6 sisters. One half brother. You didn't want to name.
No, we just mostly are interested in you.
11 own brothers and sisters and 1 half brother.
Where did you fit into the bunch? Were you close to the older ones or the younger ones or in the middle?
You see, I was about middle way, something near the middle, or maybe a little farther down. Mm-hmm. I had 4 or 5 older, and there's 4 or 5 younger, so I was like kind of near the middle.
Okay. And what was your father's name and what was your mother's name?
My father's name was Philip A. Clark. My mother's name was Mary Kathleen Craighead Clark.
Mm-hmm. Now, I recall, is that the gentleman that my family called Paul Clark?
Yeah.
His initials were PA, and they called him Paul Clark?
That's right, P.A. Clark.
And his occupation, he was a farmer. Was he a farmer in Tennessee before he came here? Do you know?
Well, yes, he's a landowner in Tennessee and farmed and had other occupation, but come to him, sold out there, came to Texas and went to farming. So
Mr. Clark, could you tell us how you came to Texas? Was that covered wagon days?
Yeah, we came in on the train, TP, and we landed in Honey Grove, and then moved to Wyndham. We lived about 2 years around Wyndham, and then north of Wyndham we went north. Stayed about 4 years. Back north of Honey Grove to the Colby place, north of town, on the level there. And I went to school, a little school there, credit school. Went there 2 years and then moved to the Floyd farm, 1907.
And you say you went to school near Wyndham at Johnson School?
Johnson School, 1 year. First school I went to was at Johnson School. East of Wyndham or something.
How old was a child before they started going to school then?
I believe you started at 7 then.
Were there very many in your class?
Well, there's a good many there at Wyndham, but down north of town, credit school, there's only about 4 or 5 of us regular. About 20 in a row, but about 5 of us regular.
They didn't have a truant officer making kids go to school,
No,
did they?
no, it didn't. One teacher school.
Then what do you remember most about going to school when you were a boy? At Rock Point or either of the other two? Okay.
You want to ask the question or just want to talk?
Yeah, just go ahead and tell us about playing ball. And
well, when we were growing up, going to school, we played what we called town ball and baseball. That was our main game. And we dressed just short breeches and long black ribbed stockings. That's where we dressed.
Okay, now come on, tell us about how you kept your stockings up.
And if we had garters, okay, and we didn't, we'd have a string around our leg for a stocking up. We get to plain fall, we'll break our stocking and down come, break the string and down come our stocking.
Had to pull them up and time
Got to
again.
pull them up in time again.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of our games we had.
And the boys and girls go to school together?
Went to school together, but they sat on opposite sides. The girls sit on one side and the boys on the other. That's in the school. But they didn't play together too much like they do nowadays.
Did you think your studies were pretty hard?
Oh, I thought they were. I thought they was hard, whether it was or not. But in that, we had lots of fun. Some of them would fight. I didn't.
We knew you were a good boy. Well, what about when you were growing a little bit older? And tell us what kind of social things did you do? Did you have parties or?
Yeah, we had what's called just old parties, just play parties. Play snap. And
That's amazing.
all these such games as that. That was our main games. Catching each other, almost playing snap.
Do you have a party at your house sometimes, and then at someone else's house sometimes?
And mostly somewhere else. My dad didn't believe in it. But we'd go somewhere else to party. Later then they got to having dances. Square dance. I enjoyed watching.
Did you all go to church anywhere?
We went to the Rock Point Methodist Church. Went there for a long time. Methodist.
And then you told me that you live close to the Floyd Rock Quarry,
We lived
There.
right south of the Rock Quarry.
and it was closed when you first moved there?
It was closed when we moved there, but it opened up around 1 year. And Mr. Jake Finn opened it up and built a building here in Honey Grove. I don't remember what building, but he.
Could you tell us about the machine that dug the rock out of the ground?
Well, it's just an old big long motor, like, and it had I guess you'd call it crowbars, but it just drilled it back up and down and cut the rock. And it cut it, I guess I would say at least 40 feet. The track was about 40 feet long. And you just go backwards and forth till they get that so deep. Then they try and cut it the other way, so many feet long, and then they prise them pieces off and saw it and chisel it and make the rocks into whatever they wanted.
You want to tell us about the rock saw?
Well,
How it was different?
the rock saws are just looked like just a cross-cut saw, only they didn't have the drag teeth, just all teeth, no drag teeth.
And you say you think that was pretty hard work for the
It was
folks that got it out.
it was real hard work. I was a kid, I didn't work, but I know it was real hard work. I watched them some.
And who were some of the men you remember working there?
Well, I remember Walter Yates, Mr. John Harris. I really couldn't name too many of the men that worked there, but anyhow, I remember them personally.
Okay, when did you leave the farm yourself? Was that when you went away to the war? Or?
Yeah, I left there and went in 1918. I went to World War I. 28th, left the 28th day of May. I was gone 14 months and 20 days. Returned August the 15th, 1990. And went right back to the Floyd farm and lived there. My wife and we stayed there 20 years.
Hey, before you tell us about after you married, let's back up just a little bit and catch up on your getting acquainted with your wife. Could you tell us something about that?
Well, I had met her once or twice before I went to the war. Just children. She was just a girl, 12, 13. And then when I got home from the army, my brother lived neighbors to them. And he told me she was in town. I said, well, come and show me which one. 3 sisters. I didn't know which one I wanted to see. So he come and pointed out the one. And so then from there, that's when it started. And we still together.
And you said you were writing letters to her back and forth
Yeah,
while you were gone?
While I was in the service, I got to writing to her, and we got to corresponding. And that's the way we got started. But I still didn't know her, only just by someone pointing out which one.
Okay. And then tell us about the first automobile you had when you got it.
It's a Model T, 1919 model. That's the one first one I ever drove. And with muddy days, lots of days I couldn't get out of the house, so I'd have to go in the buggy, or wagon, or whatever. But anyhow, I went to see her.
And your car cost you about how much?
About, I'll say $550, something like that. Just been used about 2 or 3 months, practically new.
And it didn't have any windows?
Had curtains. Drive along, they just flop hit you in the face.
But you were in style, helped you get a girl, didn't it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, then when did you get married?
We got married in 12th of February, 1921.
And what was your wife's maiden name?
Eunice Ford Clark. We have 2 children. Our oldest daughter is Mary Casson Clark. And one son, Billy Wayne Clark.
And what's Mary Catherine's married name?
She married a Harriet, K-R-R-O-T-T, Harriet.
Okay. And you have how many grandchildren?
We have 4 grandchildren. Daughter has 3, and the son he has 1 daughter. 4 grandchildren. We have 3 great grandchildren.
Okay, now you say you moved to the farm, and tell us about how much land you worked and how you worked it.
Well, Daddy and I were working about 180 acres, and we farmed it with mules.
Do you remember how many mules you had?
We had 8 mules. He had 4 and I had
180 acres was a pretty good amount of land for 2 men to be working back then, I think.
Yeah, but we could get plenty of labor in those days, and we'd have use anywhere from 6 to 8 hands during the year. And Daddy and I. And my wife worked quite a bit.
And what did you grow on the farm?
Mostly cotton and corn. We have some oats and little wheat most of oats for feed. Most of it was cotton and corn. That was our main crop.
Did you have any cattle other than a milk cow?
Just milk cows. Hogs, a few hogs and milk cows.
Some chickens?
Had chickens.
Any other animals around?
No. Had some turkeys. Raised some turkeys.
I guess you had a good garden. All your own fresh.
We made lots of garden stuff. Lots of real good right out of the garden.
What kind of things did you all do for fun when you were a young married couple? Did you have church socials or quilting bees or what kind of? Yeah, we're ready.
Well, we did a lot of visiting back then. Couples, good things, get together and cook and eat, as he says. And we had some socials.
But did more visiting than just having parties?
Yes, just get together and have a lot of fun, play 42 a lot.
I guess folks helped one another a lot when there were any sick folks in the family.
Oh, yes, then you didn't go to hospitals much. You just pick the sick folks at home and set up nights with them.
And you helped doctor and help nurse
Yes,
people sometimes.
yes, we sure did.
Well, back when we were young, our neighbors would get sick, and we'd go to them, have to wait on them, and we'd spend one night, wife and I stay one night, and then somebody else the next day, and I'd go back, I'd work the next day, and then we'd go again. Just take a night about, and we're taking care of them as long as they live.
Clark, you want to tell us about your experience in nursing and
Well, most of the babies were born at home back then, and the doctor would come out, and us neighbor women would meet him there, and we'd help while he delivered the baby. And we have delivered without him being there. Very sad.
I understand back in the 1920s there were no funeral homes, and would you like to tell us about how you laid people out in those days?
Well, when he passed away, you'd give them a bath and straighten them out real straight on a table or a board. Now you can just put a
Take a door off, didn't have a plank handy, we'd take one of the doors down and put it on 2 chairs. And then we'd lay them out, and we'd close their eyes and put half a dollar, 50 cents on each eye, hold them together. And then we'd cover them up with a big sheet, and we didn't sit up with them all night. Just watch them all night.
And then they brought a casket to the house to put them in to take to the funeral.
take them to the church house for the funeral.
Did you brush their hair and fix it?
Brush their hair.
Neighbors did that, you know.
Real nice. We've done that many a time. Of course, the man, if the man, they would shave them. It's real nice. And they'd bring the casket out, and usually, I think we were about ready to go to the services, have the services. When
Hold them in a wagon.
How did they take the casket to the church?
In a wagon, back in the early days. Later got to where they had a hearse. A nice hearse with trucks on it. And we carried them that way
big
later.
horses.
Two big horses.
Oh, there were horses to pull the hearse. And did most of the people wear black to go to a funeral?
Wore black, and usually wore hats.